What's going on, everyone? Mets Talk with Hayden J here. What's happening, everyone? I see we got a couple people in the chat already. Yeah, I said this is probably the busiest chat we've got so far into the minute of the video. So just appreciate everyone for chiming in. We got a great stream coming out today. There is some work going on outside my house, so if there is any loud noises, I do apologize for that. We got a great stream going today. We got 8 people in the chat. LFGM, I appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. We got a great stream set up for today. Firstly, I'm going to be going over the Mets and Baltimore Orioles 2-game series. Then I will be transitioning into the Mets and San Diego Padres series preview. And then after that, I'm going to be talking about some injuries, some news. David Peterson is one guy who I definitely do want to get into for a bit. And then obviously, lastly, Q&A. You guys leave your great questions, comments, concerns, whatever, in the comments section below. And then, yeah, and that's what we're going to get into today. Just make sure, okay, great, audio's off. So everyone, let me know your comments in terms of the Mets and San Diego Padres series preview, as well as the Mets and Baltimore Orioles series summary. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say, as always. So we got some great people in the chat, as always. What's going on, everyone? John, what's going on? I don't want to get into the comments too much now because I usually like to read them during Q&A. Just stand by. My phone is being a bit glitchy. So we're going to get into a ton of great stuff today, as always. So first things up, I guess we should talk about the Mets and Baltimore Orioles series summary. So pretty much briefly, just to talk about it, the outcome wasn't expectedly what we wanted. The Mets split it with the Baltimore Orioles 1-1. It was a 2-game series. Personally, I don't know about you, but I like the interleague series. They're all right. We usually don't play these teams much, so I think it's great for MLB to play these teams. But first things first, we split the series 1-1. But getting into game 1, which was 2 days ago, pretty much the Mets lost that game 10-3. Tough game. Pretty much it started off great. I was hyped. We all know how much I like my boy Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso hit a moonshot in the top of the first inning. He has been demolishing those balls in the top of the first inning. Pete Alonso hit a moonshot home run in the first inning, 2-run homer with an exit velo of 111.2 miles per hour. So that made me have some faith back in Pete Alonso, thinking, hey, Pete's looking pretty good. That's the first thing I kind of noticed. Is he going to be back to the 2019 person? I think I saw someone said that. Yeah, I think beast power. I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping so. So that's that with Pete. David Peterson pitched the night. Peterson did not have a great night. We're going to get into Peterson a bit later, but just to talk about Peterson for the 2 innings he pitched. Whoops, and that fell. I was not supposed to fall. Sorry about that, guys. Let's throw that down there. But yeah, pretty much talking about Peterson. 2.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and a 6.32 ERA. Not a good night for Peterson. He could not find control. He couldn't even the man couldn't locate a strike. So he really struggled out there. We'll just say that. He really struggled out there. So, I'm going to get into Peterson a bit later, though. But otherwise, Peterson was taken out early, as we said, 2.2 innings pitched. Like we said, Robert Gsellman came in, 2.1 innings pitched, 4 runs, a walk, a strikeout. Jacob Barnes took over, an inning pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 K. And then Drew Smith took over, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So, this game was kind of a bust, not going to lie. I think it really just came to the point where the Mets just, obviously they don't want to put a position player in because, you don't want to give up on the game like that. That's very relevant to what's going on right now. But the offense was very quiet. We didn't even get a runner in scoring position. Pete Alonso pretty much did all the work. It was pretty much Pete Alonso 3, the Baltimore Orioles 10. And then, like I said, Pete Alonso in the top of the 9th hit another moonshot home run to the left field corner. And that's really all she wrote. Pete Alonso 3, or the New York Mets 3. Baltimore Orioles 10. In terms of game 2, which was last night's game, which had a much better outcome, much better performance, I guess you could say. 14-1. So you could say the Mets, no doubt, got their revenge. Taijuan Walker, he looks great. He started the first inning. He looked a little shaky, not gonna lie. He left a couple runners on. But otherwise, I said his velocity and his fastball was present. He looked great. I liked what I saw out of Walker last night. His chase rate is going up. Velocity, it's in the 90th percentile. All those statistics that I'm not really too concerned over. But a day and age of analytics. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, a walk, 9 strikeouts, and a 2.07 ERA. That means the Mets have 3 pitchers in the top 11 leaderboard of ERA. DeGrom, Stroman, Walker. So that's always great to see. Walker had a blast. Familia, he came in afterwards for the 8th, pretty quiet. And then Lugo closed out in the 9th with an inning pitched, a hit, and a walk. And a strikeout. The bats and offense were no doubt alive. Taking a look, this game also started off with a 2-run homer by Pete Alonso. We had Lindor on the base, just like the night prior. Pete Alonso came up, boom. He took Matt Harvey deep. I want to get into Harvey too as well. He took Matt Harvey deep for a 2-run homer for his 10th homer on the year. So he's officially in the double-digit mark, as we are with viewers. So that's kind of interesting. Like we said, Pete Alonso went deep. Kevin Pillar went deep. McKinney went deep twice. And then Mason Williams went deep. So 5 home runs for the Mets last night. Gorgeous. Love to see it. Hopefully that dead ball is really starting to, I don't want to say not be an issue for the Mets, but I think it's definitely something that's overcoming. Pretty much Peter, I guess we could say one guy, Pete Alonso. You know how much I love Pete Alonso. I could sit here all day and say he's my favorite player in the All-Star, all that stuff. Alonso had a great series. 5 for 9, 5 runs, 3 home runs, 6 ribbies, and a .566 batting average. So I have him on my fantasy league. I was a happy camper. Obviously, baseball comes first, and it was an extra bonus for me in terms of Alonso. But yeah, like Baseball's Narrator says, I think Beast Powerful Alonso is back in store, and I probably agree with you. I think he's coming back in store. Is he ever going to be this 2019 guy again and slug 53 home runs? I don't know. His chase rate is going down. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You tell me. But yeah, pretty much Matt Harvey was on the bump last night. Kind of sad. I kind of felt some sympathy towards him. And then after the game is when my heart just dropped. He pretty much in his press conference, I watched it briefly on Twitter. He pretty much just said, I'm tired of playing like bullshit. And you feel bad. You definitely feel bad for Matt Harvey and this team. It comes to a point where Matt Harvey had history with this team. We remember him playing. We faced him at Citi Field 2 weeks ago or so, and we destroyed him. And ever since then, he's kind of been approaching what is he, in the 11 ERA. So definitely tough for Matt Harvey. Listen, all pitchers, whether your name is Zach Wheeler, Steven Matz, Matt Harvey, wherever you go, I still want them to be successful. Obviously not against the Mets. Let's be realistic. I definitely wouldn't want, a guy like Matt Harvey, Zach Wheeler, to play well against the Mets. Let's be real. I want them to struggle. But that's the issue that we're going to have to face throughout the season, whatever. So that was the Mets and Orioles series summary. It looked great. Honestly, I was very impressed. As I said, my boy Pete's going hot. That is all the great news with the Mets and Baltimore Orioles series summary. No complaints, honestly. I was hoping to expect a 2-game sweep, but I'll take a 1-1. But now getting into the Mets and San Diego Padres series summary. Series preview, my apologies. We have game 1 on Friday at 7:10. That is tomorrow night. Mets are back in store at Citi Field. They went on a little bit of road. They went on a road trip, but they are back at Citi Field. I believe the attendance is spiking up to 33,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that'll be great. And it is going to be the 2018 Cy Young matchup. We will have Blake Snell on the bump for the San Diego Padres. I mean, he's the former American League Cy Young winner with the Rays. So for the San Diego Padres, we love Blake Snell. Like we said, when his stuff is in the strike zone, it is elite. He has a high strike rate. He does have a walk issue. His velocity is kind of going down, but he got us in game 1. So, I'm not going to say he's not going to get us in game 2, but, he got us close in game 1. And then we got Jacob deGrom on the bump. I mean, what is there to say? I mean, the dude, if you go to Baseball Savant for all the sabermetrics, it's literally all red and all 95 and above percentile. The dude is elite. He will throw you high velocity, 102 mile per hour. His breaking ball, his spit, it's everything. I mean, deGrom, I don't even need to explain it. You guys know all about deGrom. So yeah, that is Friday's game. So that'll be game 1. Game 2, it is a 3-game series, of course. Saturday at 4:10. We will have Joe Musgrove on the bump. And like we said, Musgrove, he's been looking nice so far. Nice addition for the Padres this season. As we see, like we said, he's been nice so far. He could potentially be an all-star. Like we said, he has a high strikeout rate, low velocity, but the thing with having low velocity, that gives it a longer chance for it to move, swish across the plate, find room on and off the plate. Like we said, he has a great spin rate. I don't think he does pine tar before everyone says, oh, spin rate. He has that nice slider too. So that'll be Joe Musgrove on the bump for the Padres. For the New York Mets, we love Joey Lucchesi. Personally, I would have, going back to the Orioles, I probably would have started Peterson yesterday, because then that means you could have probably started a guy like Walker for Saturday's game or Stroman for Saturday's game. That's just me, but I don't know. It's something I probably would have done. So yes, we have Joey Lucchesi. Like we said, he has that curve, slutter, whatever you want to call it, combination. So far, I mean, I think his hitters are struggling against, the curveball, according to my notes. So we'll see. I mean, his last 3 starts have been nice. His first couple starts were a little meh, but now he's kind of getting over that hump. And he's been looking good. His last 3 starts, I know everyone's in the Big Meat Pete, absolutely. I mean, but yeah, Joey Lucchesi, he's been looking solid. I'll give him that. He's been looking solid. Yeah, everyone's riling me up with the Big Meat Pete chance. I appreciate it. And then in terms of Sunday's game, as we know, this is a 3-game series, not a 4. For some reason, I kept thinking it was a 4. Why? I couldn't tell you. Probably because the last game of the series was a 4. So I went around telling everyone that we have back-to-back 4-game series summaries, and everyone thought I was an idiot. So Sunday's game, which is at 1:10, it will be Chris Paddock on the bump for the Padres. Hopefully Pete Alonso could take him deep again. I know we got the Pete chant rolling on in the chat. But yeah, pretty much we got Chris Paddock on the bump for the San Diego Padres. He's a 3, according to my notes, he's developing a 3rd pitch, so he's a 3-pitch pitcher. He has the curve, the fastball, and the changeup. I don't know a whole lot about Paddock, so I couldn't really educate you on the guy. But from my research, like we said and like we saw, he has low velocity, but he does have a walk issue as always. And then jumping back to the low velocity, I can give a crap about velocity because that means the ball gets to move more, travel, and break at a different expense. So we love Chris Paddock on the bump for the San Diego Padres. I'm hoping Pete could take him deep. But I mean, the two of them even said, I mean, they interviewed him after that game. He did not really care. Then we have Marcus Stroman on the bump. You know my expectations for Stroman. Go more innings. Go more innings. Swing and miss rate. Throw that splitter slider. That's really been helping him, honestly. Taking a look at my notes, it's really been helping him. We know he is a ground ball pitcher. But if he's trying to get more strikeouts with the splitter slider to result of getting away from ground balls, that'll be excellent. Keep fit on the fastball, and obviously go more innings pitched. We haven't really been seeing him go past the 7th inning. Usually it's the 5th, 6th inning mark. So yeah, I understand you don't want to push your guys because you don't have so much depth, but I mean you don't want to push your bullpen also. So that is the New York Mets and San Diego Padres series summary. Notes came in handy today. Yeah, so that is that. So I think it's going to be a great series. In terms of predictions, let me know your predictions in the comment section below. But in terms of predictions for this, I believe it's tough. I think someone commented all W. No, it went away. Pretty much how I think it's going to go. I think we're going to it's going to be 2-1. Who takes it? That's a great question. I think one game will go in our favor, another game will go in the Padres' favor, and I think the third game or one of the in-between games, like a rubber game, I think that's probably going to be like one of those like cheap wins or something where there's like an error or something. That's just my prediction. It could be totally weird, but you never know. You never know. So please, everyone, give this video a like, comment, subscribe. As always, we went over the Mets and Baltimore Orioles series summary, Mets and San Diego Padres series summary, preview, my bad. Going over David Peterson briefly, and then we're going to go into some questions. If you guys have any questions, I see we got some people in the chat. I'm reading them on my phone. That's why I always look down. Yeah, so we got a ton of people in the chat as always. So yeah, please, if you guys can, give a like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Drop a comment as well. But yeah, so please, everyone, we're going to go over some great news. I'll leave a comment too. So yeah, so going over into David Peterson briefly, David Peterson, he's really been struggling. Focusing on here completely not on my phone that I always stare at the chat and read everything. Focusing on David Peterson, I think he's really been showing you. We saw in 2020 he was the only pitcher not named Jacob deGrom that we relied on. I think Peterson was rushed in that matter, and it's somehow, if you want to call it luck, he pitched well. Then go ahead. But I think we came into the season knowing that he was rushed, and it's really tough to explain with Peterson. I mean, how do I want to approach this? So I think we look at David Peterson. He's young. I mean, listen. He's 25. That's about an average pitcher's time. But like I said, I really think he was rushed through the major leagues, the minor leagues, to get the call up in 2020 because it was only deGrom and him, and really just him that fully stayed healthy. He had a nice rookie season that any rookie would be happy with. 6-2. I think it was like a sub-3, sub-4 ERA. Not a full-on strikeout guy, but he got ground balls, got guys out. I think he really did his job. Then he came up this year. Knowing that it's a full season, it's not 60 games, so you're not making 8 starts or 9 starts, whatever he made. I'm not a math person. You're going to be making 20 to 25 to 30 starts. And the question was coming into the season is Peterson going to go the full length of the season? Is Peterson going to start April and go all the way till September or October, or whatever the season ends, or if the Mets make the playoff, fingers crossed? I don't know. And I think that came to the issue with him during the offseason. And then now we've been looking at Peterson. His last 2 starts were absolutely atrocious against the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Baltimore Orioles. I think he had that one good game this year against the Phillies where he struck out 10, and I think gave up like 1 run. But that's really all. He's 1-6 on the season. He's really been struggling. These last two games with the Diamondbacks and the Orioles, I don't care that we lost because of it. It's just the fact is that the dude gives up 4 runs. Listen, if you give up 4 runs against those 2 teams in 5 innings, okay. The fact is that you give up 4 or 5 runs and 10 hits in 2 innings. That's bad. And I think it comes to a point where who do you want to blame for the Orioles one? I don't know. I'll tell you this with the Orioles, 4 pitches, 3 runs. That says something. I think Peterson, he's like Steven Matz kind of. He gets to him mentally. We saw with the Orioles game, he had that call at first base that wasn't out. Clearly, Mancini's foot was like this, and this was the bag. His foot was here. And I guess it got to him. He got into a jam. He got out of that jam, but I think it was just in the back of his head, kind of like a guy like Steven Matz. So it comes to the question is he MLB ready? Do you send him down to the minor leagues? Do you keep him in the Mets are currently in the state of moment where they want to bring guys up, not bring guys down. We have so many guys on the IL. We have so many guys that have been flip-flopping all over the 26-man roster, the 40-man roster, DFA, sends down, calls. We have so much of that this season. And I think it comes to the point of, the Mets, they want to bring guys up, not send guys down. So it comes to the point is, what do you do with Peterson? Is Peterson going to be able to go out there every 5 days? Well, every 5 days and, be an elite pitcher. And, if this team wants to make the playoffs, is Peterson the guy that you want in your 4th or 5th spot? Obviously, with injuries, he's currently a 4th starter, most likely. Do you want him going out there every 5 days? That's the question. Personally, what it comes down to is you have 3 options. You send him down, which Luis Rojas denied that. Luis Rojas said that David Peterson will be making his next start at the major league level. That's fine, not the end of the world. So sending down to a AAA, that's eradicated, but I do think maybe sending him down wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Help him out. I know with his slider, he throws the slider, boom, deep, home run, base hit, 10 RBIs. The slider kills him. And I don't know what it is with the slider specifically. Maybe it's the way it breaks, the way it goes over the plate. I don't know. I know it's something with the release point too. So I think with Peterson is that he maybe I was going to say if you send him down to the minor leagues, AAA, don't think of it as don't think of it as a send down. Think of it as a rehab. You're injured and you're coming back, and you need to work there for another couple weeks to a month or so. But I think maybe sending him down to a AAA or somewhere at the Mets minor league system, work on a slider, work with these pitching coaches. Velocity, I can care less about because of his movements there. Then that's enough. But maybe do you do that? That's the question. The other option is you put him in a bullpen role. Typically throughout baseball, when starting pitchers start to struggle, and you want to get them out of that slump or struggle, whatever you want to call it, you could put them in the bullpen. The Mets did that with Steven Matz last year. We saw Steven Matz was terrible to start off. What did they do? They didn't want to send him down. So what they did was they threw him in the bullpen. He was better. He was still bad, but he was better. So, I mean, do you do that with Peterson? Do you throw him in the bullpen, and then maybe you send down a guy like Zellman, and then in return you can call up a guy like Zupacki or Reed Foley, who I am very fond of doing that. I made a video on that priorly. I'm sure most of you guys have seen that. I don't know. And I think we really came into this season knowing that we had 3 starting pitchers that were somewhat questionable and somewhat meh. I'm going to be careful how I say this, but I think Syndergaard, obviously, we knew Syndergaard was coming in from Tommy John surgery. And typically, sorry about the noise outside. I apologize about that. But typically, with Tommy John surgery, Noah Syndergaard is a guy who's going to throw 98, 99 miles per hour first pitch. Coming back from Tommy John is very serious. And Luis Rojas and them, they were going to, I don't want to say baby them. I don't want to say coddle them. But Luis Rojas was going to have him as his attention full on. And then, one bad move, one bad throw coming back from Tommy John, your rotator cuff, your ligament, shoot, you broke it. Something's wrong. That's bad. And then I noticed when his velocity was going up big time, it jumped from 93 to 96. I was like, whoa, that's a little interesting. And then he had the soreness, and now he is out for the next 6 weeks. So I knew Syndergaard. We didn't know if he would be, I don't want to say reliable. Reliable. I don't want to say the term reliable, but we didn't know if Syndergaard would. We didn't know we didn't know when we would get him back. We didn't know what he would give us. We didn't know what role he would play, how many innings, what he could throw. So that was the big issue with Syndergaard. So that's one. Number 2, David Peterson. People were saying sophomore slump. Okay, I was pretty high on him, but I took 2020. 2020, you can't judge anyone off of 2020. The thing with 2020 is that guys have played good in 2020 and then they get overhyped, and then they play bad in 2020 and then go bad. Look at majority of the guys who played in 2020. Rookie of the years, Devin Williams, Kyle Lewis. Devin Williams has been terrible. He's been much down in reality. I don't want to say he's terrible, but he's not anywhere near an all-star. Kyle Lewis, the dude is not doing anything. He's on the IL, and before that he was batting like 230 with a low on base. He wasn't doing a whole lot. 2020, you couldn't judge Peterson much off of that. I did, sadly, I kind of learned my lesson and mistake from that. So that was really tough. And then it also came to the question is, were you going to keep Peterson the full season? Because, with Peterson was that, you put him in from 10 starts to 30, 20, 25. We didn't know if he would be able to carry that throughout the full season. We didn't know. I thought he was going to do well for, or not well, but how the usual we expected from him in 2020 for the first 10, 15 games. And then kind of once the All-Star game kind of appeared, or after that, he would kind of, slow down and start to digress and kind of, then we would send him down. And then obviously Carlos Carrasco, who it's not his fault, obviously, with the injury, but I think that did happen before the season started. So you probably could have, maybe made a trade. I really think that would have been necessary. But I apologize for the noise outside, guys. I'm just furious right now. So, but please, everyone, give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting. But yeah, I know we had a couple people in the chat. I think we had like 13 people before. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's my rant. In terms of injuries and stuff, I did read some report of injuries. I do want to pull that up. Injuries are injuries. Not a whole lot has been happening in terms of injuries with the Mets. We've been lucky. Hold up. Let me go into Twitter. So yeah, pretty much in terms of the injuries, like we said, we have Jeff McNeil, Davis Nimmo, Syndergaard, and a Carrasco update. So pretty much per Twitter, per Jeff Passan, pretty much Jeff McNeil, like we said, he will be starting a rehab assignment likely this week or over the weekend. And then that'll probably be 5-6 days. So he'll probably be back for the Mets and National Series, fingers crossed. Both J.D. Davis, Brandon Nimmo, there's no timetable for them. They are unknown. They haven't really done anything since. I don't really think they've been swinging about at all. I think they've taken some basic minor fundamentals at Citi Field, but that was it. And then Noah Syndergaard, like we said, he isn't expected to start at least until September per Sandy Alderson. 6 weeks with no action, and then another 6 weeks, to do everything else. And then to get back into that rhythm. So that's going to be very tough for Noah Syndergaard. So September, it'll be a September call-up. And then Carlos Carrasco, Carlos too. We have no idea what's going on with the man. He's been quiet. Is it his fault he got hurt? No. But I don't think it's going to be a Jed Lowry situation. People are running around saying, "Oh my goodness, this dude is going to be another Jed Lowry." No, I don't want to take it that extreme. But it's going to be something with him. I don't know when he's going to return. It's expected mid-July, but guys say expected mid-July. I would prefer an exact date. But yeah, that's my rant over today. Hopefully it wasn't too loud in the background. I wanted to, get this out of the way to talk with you guys. But yeah, pretty much diving into the comments briefly. If you guys have any questions, please feel free and drop them. It would mean a lot to me. First, from John LFGM, I agree with you, man. We need to trade for starting pitching if we want to stay in first place. Yeah, I agree. It just comes in terms of who trading. I don't think it's going to be an issue. So many teams want to trade with us. I don't want to give up a whole lot of minor league depth, although it's also I want to win now. So, as long as we keep in terms of the minor leagues, as long as we keep Alvarez, as long as we keep our top 3 prospects, I don't really care. But it also depends, what are we getting and how old is the guy we're getting in return? If the guy we're getting in return is a pitcher, that's different than a 27-year-old third baseman who we could have locked down for 5 years of prime, 4 years of prime like Brian. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a guy like Kyle Gibson. He's been doing great this year. Strikeout guy, swing and a miss guy, velocities, whatever, I guess. But like I said, he has great movement. Sub-2 ERA, he's been looking great. Kyle Gibson would be a nice acquisition from the Rangers. They're kind of in a rebuild mode, so maybe they throw us in. Michael Fulmer, a lot of the Tigers, Michael Fulmer, Terry Skubal, they're in a rebuild phase. So they got so many pitchers that maybe we could help them out. In terms of newbies coming here, put them in a session with DeGrom, and that'll be nuts. I'm starting to be relevant. Oh, yeah, because we're playing the Cubs. Well, Cubs Nation, I'm hoping to see you here. I'm hoping to see you, whenever the Cubs game is. I think that's after the Padres series, if I'm correct. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a stream. If you're interested in joining a live stream maybe with me, I'd be down to that. I'd love to have you on here, man. So yeah. My man, how's it going? Big W yesterday. Yeah, Alonso's looking good. Like I said, his stats are looking good. Power's back. All those one key Merrill percentage. All that stuff's going in his favor. But yeah, I'm hoping you're doing well, man. Yeah, I'm seeing big Alonso 2019 vibes right here. Maybe not exactly 2019, but we saw him use his legs yesterday. He leaned outwards, and that's kind of like the 2019 thing he did. Hey, LFGM, what's going on? Jack in the Box, Baseball's my era. What's up? Dalton LFGM, what's going on, man? Alexander Flexen Hayden, what's going on? That is me. Let's go Phillies are beating the Braves. Really? Yeah, I'll have to check out the game out. What's going on, though, Thomas? Pretty good interleague series, am I right? I'll take 1 out of 2, although let's be real. Yeah, of course, man. Everyone would have rathered that, obviously. Hey, hated, I'm at the gym. I won't be able to. Hey, listen, man. I believe your name is Ivan Dos. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. But hey, listen, if you're listening to this still, kudos to you for working out at the gym, grinding in. I appreciate it. LFGM, of course. Sergio, what's going on, my brother? Yo, what's going on? Boomer, what's going on, brother? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? LFGM, Hydro, what's going on? LFGM. It's gonna be so loud. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be great. 33,000 fans back in the stadium. Stadium's gonna be great. I think the powerful, yep, definitely. I pinned this comment before. I agree with you, man. I'm seeing great stuff out of Alonso. And I think there's only more to come. I think this is probably the beginning of him. He's starting to get back up there in the home run talks. He's 10 RBIs, 10 home runs in the season, 31 RBIs, 264 batting average, I believe. So definitely, if you have not voted him in the All-Star game, please do. But yeah, Phillies up because, well, trust me, as a Jacob deGrom supporter, I feel you. What's going on? Flight reactions. What's going on? Does anyone know any good solo third base drills I could do by myself? I could show you. Thing is, I'm not a third baseman. I'm a second baseman, but I have no problem showing you some skills. Trying to think. Yeah, like I said, I am a second baseman, but I could show you some. I'll get a ball. We'll demonstrate. So some basic good skills that I think any third baseman can know. I'm a second baseman for you guys that don't know. But a basic good third base drills you could do if you're by yourself. One I've always taught was doing this. And it's pretty much like a basic, kind of like a backhand, like a Nolan Arenado type of play. So kind of go like this. Kind of just like that. Keep getting that backhand so you're used to it so the ball doesn't slip. Those are very, very, very crucial in terms of the third baseman. Another one is a basic like this, kind of just get your hands used to it. Play some basketball. I don't know. That's some basic stuff. I don't really have a whole lot of third base lectures or coaching moments for third base. I play second, but from the third basemen I've spoken with and practiced with, that's what they did. So hopefully that helps, man. I do know I feel the pain if you're by yourself or if your friends can't play or your dad or whoever. I feel the pain, man. But, listen, you go to a wall ball court, throw a lacrosse ball, practice high choppers. That's what I've done in the past. Am I the real Hayden? I hope so. Yo, what's going on? I think Pete is going to hit 45. Yeah, that's likable. I think I had him at 42. Not because of Jackie Robinson, just because of not because of Jackie Robinson, just in general. I just had him at 42. For 53 would be awesome. I'd be fine to 53, but I think with a dead ball it will get to him. He does do well at Camden Yards, but that screw that's not the reason. But yeah, 45 home runs is likable. I'd rather 45 than 42. So hopefully that's true. Show us your batting stance, Freddie. You guys want to see all the stuff out of me today. All right. So my batting stance, it's pretty basic. I do what makes me feel comfortable. I don't do like all this crazy, like Craig Counsell stuff like that. But yeah, my batting stance, just to be careful, because I'm not gonna swing it because I don't have any lacing on here. But my batting stance is basic. Sometimes I'll kind of just stand like this, keep my foot kind of upward. Sometimes I'll be like a Jeff McNeil and kind of crouch so I get low to the plate. In the past, I've kind of done like a basic Cano or Wilson Ramos. But yeah, I mean, I'm not doing any like Craig Counsell stuff like that. I'm not a lefty, but if I was a lefty, maybe I'd do like a Bellinger. But yeah, that's my batting stance. I mean, I definitely would like to do some baseball stuff on the channel. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, that's my batting stance. Robert Manfred, hopefully you could sign me for something. I'd appreciate it. Hat game. Oh, I appreciate it, Andrew, if you're still here. Yeah, great hat. World Series, great hat. You know me. I'm starting that hat jersey collection, all that. Pete, absolutely. Oh, yeah, we got the MVP Alonso chance. Big Meat Pete, absolutely. Pete Alonso, of course. Michael, what's going on, my man? Braves tied it. Uh-oh. They're getting revenge from yesterday. Let's keep it to the Mets. LFGM, guys. LFGM. Mets. This was my comment, of course. Peterson is going to be good. Yeah, like I said, he'll be good. It's just when. Who should play first with McCann and Alonso hitting? Well, if Alonso's... Well, are you talking in terms of Alonso DHing? So who should play first base with McCann and Alonso hitting? If they're both hitting, good. I mean, McCann's been nice even when he's been a catcher. I mean, his last his last couple starts, he's had 6 home runs. He's been slugging McCann. I don't really think first base or catcher really makes a whole lot of difference. Maybe it could if your legs. I don't think it's going to be a drastic difference. Personally, I prefer Alonso as a first baseman. Just because, I mean, that's his position. I mean, haven't seen McCann at first base a whole lot. We've seen him play like 6 games there, 5 games there. I mean, if he could be a Gold Glover, then sure, maybe down the future. Pretty much. Nito has cooled off as I expected. Everyone said, "Oh, make Nito the full-time catcher and send down McCann. He's a bum." And I was like, no, because he's not. He's the alternate catcher, so it's going to be the McCann effect. Is if you keep, he's gonna start to. I don't want to say slump, but he's gonna not perform as he would to an everyday type of guy. Tomas, what's going on, King? Tomas took a step back. He got tagged up day before. Tagged up like on the base pass, maybe. He's definitely taking a step back. And like I said, he's not an everyday starter. So he's not going to be used to playing games every day. I will say, he has great framing. He could block a ball. His defense is nice. But overall, with the bat and stuff, I don't expect him to, slug. Tomas, he's playing good. He's doing his job. Not a starter, pretty much, as Boomer says. Noise is fine. All right, I just want to make sure. I think they did stop. Outside. I think they're like cutting palm trees or something like that. What are your thoughts on Billy McKinney? Yeah, to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you a whole lot, but he slugged 2 last night. People are telling me that he's going to be the next Christian Yelich. I don't know why there's that comparison. Maybe because he's from the Brewers. But his defense has been nice. Let's take a small look at Billy McKinney right now. Billy the Kid, am I right? Billy McKinney. I'll share my screen. Let's take a look-see. Sorry. So Baseball Reference. Let's take a little look. Yeah. So 7 home runs on the season so far. I mean, I don't know how many of those were with the Mets. 4 of those were with the Mets. All right. 747 OPS, slugging 462, OPS plus 103, 2 stolen bases, 17 ribbies, 17 runs, batting average I don't really care so much about, but 227, 7 homers, 30 hits, 0.5 WAR. Yeah. And with his bat, he's holding up. And what I find fascinating, what I just find overall fascinating about, with our bench mob is a lot of these guys would have been call-ups. Guys like Fargas. If we didn't have McKinney, a lot of these guys would have been September call-ups. So now I think it makes it more interesting is when September comes, I'm assuming some of these guys are going to get sent down, once McNeil comes back, like Peraza will probably be sent down once McNeil comes back, or maybe to the bench and then you move someone else down from the bench. So it's going to be interesting what they do in terms of the September call-up, because we kind of have an idea on what these guys can do in a short roll or a long roll. I don't know. So that's going to be interesting to see, though. But yeah. I don't even hear it. All right, good. Oh, I'm glad the noise was not too bad outside. I think, they're like cutting palm trees. LFGM, absolutely, man. Are you more interested in trading Brett Beatty or Ronnie Mauricio? Great question. So it's likely Ronnie Mauricio was going to be a third baseman due to his size. So the thing is, obviously, you cannot have 2 third basemen. And then we have Mark Vientos, who I think people are saying he's going to be ready first, but people are more higher on Beatty. In terms of who would I trade, I'd probably trade Mauricio, to be honest with you. LFGM, absolutely. Hey, everyone, what's going on? What's going on, Karen? What's going on? LFGM, I agree. Hey, Hayden, what's going on? So, who do you believe has more value in terms of keeping, Pilar or Villar? Great question, Dalton. It really comes because both of these guys are on 1-year deals. The thing is, we're such limited on outfielders. So who would I want and who's the biggest priority? I'd probably say Pilar. Why? We only have so many outfielders. Infielders, we're stacked. We're stacked with infielders. I mean, Villar is great. Yeah, he has great pop in his bat. Both of these guys were everyday players with their former team, so that's not the concern. Villar does have great pop with his bat, as does Pilar. I mean, the thing with Villar, defensively, he's a utility man. So you could put him at short, you could put him at third, you could put him at second. So that also makes him reasonable. I mean, Pilar, too, you could put him, I guess you could put him left, center, and right field. But I think the thing is Pilar is more where we don't have as many outfielders currently where we have more infielders. So I guess I'd probably say Pilar at the current moment. What's up? What's going on? Cool Spin. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Alexander, the stadium's going to be cool. Yeah, Citi Field's going to be, as Karen said, it's going to be rocking. It's going to be great vibes there. I actually am going I appreciate it. I actually am going to a baseball game. I'm going to a Miami Marlins and Toronto Blue Jays game in June. So I'm going to see some guys like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, Reno Grichuk. Hopefully George Springer's back and healthy. So that'll be really great to see. I'm going to be excited to see that. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Definitely cool drills. I definitely want to start doing some, kind of fundamentals on the channel. I think that'll be great. So yeah, I mean, definitely maybe some videos for that to do, maybe some hitting drills or stuff like that. You should try and swing. Oh yeah, that's probably, I haven't done that, but I guarantee you that's probably a pain in the behind. And yeah, I mean, it'll also give you a lot of power. So maybe next time I go to the pool, I'll bring one of my my Easton bats, and I'll just LFGM. Absolutely, yeah. No, I figured. I mean, I was confused at first because I was like, if they're both playing, but yeah, of course, Andrew, you know it. Almap for sure. Back. Oh, good to hear. Did they release the 4th of July games hat yet? They did actually. I will pull it up actually right here. MLB July 4th hats. They did release them. Not gonna lie, they are pretty fresh. I am going to buy one. As you know, I buy every hat. No, it's 2019. It's 2018. I probably have to type in 2020. Let's see. Damn it. No, I just want the 2021 versions. Not 2020, I mean. Here they are. Honestly, I think they look pretty fresh. These are them. Personally, I would buy that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not really sure why they're different colors. That was kind of one thing I noticed. At first, I thought, hey, maybe American or National League, but I mean, the Reds and the White Sox aren't in the same league, and nor the Mets or the Yankees. Then maybe I thought maybe because those teams are playing each other the same day, but the Mets and Yankees are playing the same day on 4th of July. That'll be cool. So not really sure why that is, but that's not my problem to figure out. But and they do that sometimes during the Players Weekend and stuff. But yeah, I'm not really sure why. So yeah, those are the hats. I mean, if you take a look at the 2019 hats, obviously 2020 there were none. That's the hat I do have. See, Dodger hat or see. So 2019 hats are pretty cool. They do have the Father's Day hats. Pretty basic. This is it. This is a Dodgers hat or I'll show it all. It's pretty much just blue. So, I mean, some of these you can't even tell the difference. I mean, if you were to show me the Rockies hat, I probably wouldn't notice anything. Rays. I mean, I think it's a light blue or something on it. I mean, obviously you could tell like the Mets or the Cubs or the Brewers. It looks a little, but no, it looks nice. I definitely buy one of those. They look cool. Definitely would buy one. No doubt. But yeah, they look pretty nice. But yeah, going back to my old comment, I think we could DH. Yeah, if the DH is there, It's just I don't think the DH is coming anytime soon. I think we should trade Dom. Yes, you know how big of a fan I am on that. The dude, why waste his talent on this team? Cool game. I don't know what game. That's some interesting stuff. Can you go on MLB trade values? Sure. Trade. I've used this website before. Yeah, I've used this website before. MLB trade values. So yeah, obviously right now I think Joey Gallo's a fair guy to talk about. Craig Kimbrell's a fair guy to talk about. There's a lot of guys that that are in talks right now of being traded. I think it really just comes down to who are they going to trade. But let's go to the Mets. And this freaking pencil keeps falling. Trade boards. I don't want anything for that. So let's go to the Mets. I mean, taking a look at the Mets, obviously this trade wants to make me die. I mean, like, this is Taylor Rogers. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of trades. This one I would be highly against. I mean, Brad Hand has been terrible, and we have learned one thing about trying to get a pitcher in their mid-30s. It never works out. I mean, what you're giving up, I mean, Vientos would be a bummer. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving up Vientos, but giving them up for guys that I wouldn't really care so much about is kind of annoying. We got this one right here: Brett Beatty, Familia, Palmer, Smith, Sapuki for Mitch Haniger. Yeah, that's way too much. I don't care what the total price is. That's too much. Well, Smith, okay. Familia, okay. But then you got Beatty, I mean, and then Zapata. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like Matthew Boyd. See, like this one's fine. Like this one I'm opposed to. Or four, I mean. Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson was a guy that I wanted. This is a 3-way trade. I see Lucchesi would be gone. Like John Means. I mean, like those are trades I would be fine with. I mean, go out for starting pitching and outfielders. I mean, while I think during the draft we're likely going to go for a pitcher, no doubt. But yeah, that's really it with this website. This website is pretty cool. I do like to go on it every now and then. Just look around, see what stuff they have. Some of these trades are like really silly. But people are gonna make. And a lot of these guys are minor leaguers. I noticed. I mean, how many of these guys are minor leaguers or relief pitchers or not many blockbuster ones. But nah. Definitely, great website. Yeah, I mean, it seems you guys would definitely buy those hats, no doubt. Sick hats, yeah, definitely are fire. They are. LFGM, what's going on, Marco, my man? Yeah, I mean, the hats are nice. I will say that. The 4th of July hats are very nice. Love the website. Yeah, Baseball Trade Value is a nice website. I don't really spend much time on it. Sometimes I'll scroll through it, get some ideas, or just see what people think. Do you own a Yankees hat? You'll be happy, John. Out of all the hats I do not own, the Yankees hat is one of them. I purchased a Yankee hat for my for family because some of them are Yankees fans, but I have never worn a Yankee hat or bought a Yankee hat for myself or own one. What's going on, Consumer Cellular? What's going on, brother? So yeah, great stream today as always. That's really all I have. We'll end the stream in a couple of minutes. If you guys have any more final comments, questions, want to see anything in terms of Mets or drills or anything as I was showing you back there, let them know in the comments. I could do some quickly or look it up some stuff. So yeah, give that a bit. If you guys have any more comments, questions, concerns, please do that. Great attendance today in terms of the stream. But yeah, I'm hoping for this Mets week. Everything can come up. Yeah, I know you're happy, man. I know you're happy. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, Yankees hat, honestly, yeah, I don't really have any plans of buying a Yankees hat. I mean, believe it or not, the Yankees hat is the most common hat around the world. I mean, you go to Japan, you go to France, you see someone with a Yankees hat. I'm like, yo, do you know what that is? They're like, oh no, it's a sports team, right? Like I know people from like Eastern Europe that I've met. And like I showed them the hat, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I see people wearing that in Europe all the time." And I'm like, "Do you know what it is?" They're like, "I know it's a sports team." So Yankees hats really, yeah. Wheeler was insane. Good. Alvarado's inconsistent. That's what I like to hear, my man. LOL. Yeah, I know you guys are happy. I don't have the hat. LFGM. Absolutely, man. Let's go, Mets. As always, Mets always fucking let's go. If you guys have any more final comments, questions, or any concerns, drop them below. I'd appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. Checking Twitter. Yeah, let's check Twitter, see if anything's new. Because what I've noticed, a lot of stuff happens when I'm on Twitter. Funny tweet I did see. So most of you guys know about my rages. You know, when I watch a game, you know, my rages, they're very funny. Shoot, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, pretty much my rages are very funny. If you haven't seen them, I'll message me. I'll have to show you them. So Buffalo Wild Wings pretty much put out a tweet, and it pretty much just says like proven fact, shouting at the TV makes your team play better. So I don't know. I found that funny because I mean, like if you see me on, you know, other people's streams, you'll see me like screaming and ripping, you know, throwing the chair. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah. LFGM, absolutely, man. As always. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. Great stream as always. Probably gonna call it a stream here. So yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If anyone else has any more final comments, questions, concerns, any of that great stuff, please drop them below. Yes, my rages are great. Braves. See ya. All right, I'll see you, Cubs Nation. But yeah, any more final comments, questions, concerns? If anyone has anything, please drop them. If there's any websites you want me to look at together with you guys, if you want any more like fundamental drills or anything, please do that. If you want, please follow me on my social media. You can see, you can see my Twitter, Mets Hayden, Instagram, Hayden_Drigglowitz, and my Snapchat is HaydenJJ5. So please, if you guys can, please check me out on that, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. We can talk baseball there all day, as well as, you know, there's the Discords that most of you guys know me in, and a couple Discords, which are pretty great. For a lot of other channels, believe it or not. So I could add you to some of those if you want. But yeah, LFGM as always. Yeah, be safe. Main goal, be safe, stay positive, and try hard. Those are my 3 lessons in life. My sophomore English teacher had a rule: try hard, be kind. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been at. So I appreciate everyone that tuned in. Great stream as always. Any more last comment question? We'll keep the stream up for like another minute in case anyone's typing. If not, we will see you later. But in terms, that is the Mets and Baltimore Orioles series summary, the Mets and San Diego Padres series preview. That is everything with Pete Alonso striving, James McCann striving, and then some unfortunate guys like David Peterson who were digressing. And then obviously we went over the injuries. We went on some websites, of course. So always like to give up a summary or recap of what we spoke about in the stream. But yeah. So any more final comments, questions, concerns? We're probably going to call it a stream here. So yeah. I like it. See you guys. See ya. When is the next stream? The next stream will be, I'm not sure. You know, obviously my motto with streams is pretty much if there's like if we're ever an extra innings, I like to go live so I could record myself giving a potential walk-off. I mean, I went live for 2 of the Mazika walk-offs, for the extended, well, not even, yeah, extra innings, whether you're home or away, are pretty cool because you get to see my reaction of being triggered. So yeah, in terms of streams, there really is no set timetable when I do them, but I like to get them out. But yeah, we're probably gonna call it a stream here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I like to do the series summary, series recaps. So probably like whenever a series ends, if there's an off day, I'll do a stream. Obviously, I do want to start streaming some games more. I'm going to try to find some time where I can get some people on here with me because let's be realistic. If it's just me talking or commentating for 2 hours, it probably is going to make me go a little nuts and probably be a little bit boring to an extent. So I like to get some people in the streams. We have a couple people in the streams. So maybe watch-alongs will definitely be something. I think I did a couple watch-alongs. I did one for a 7th inning doubleheader with the Phillies and then once with Matt Harvey's comeback at Citi Field where he lost, obviously. So yeah, so that's everything. So yeah, till next time, baseball fans. See ya. LFGM. This guy's gonna go yard. I'm telling you, he's gonna go yard tomorrow night.